Okay, enough of that. Yes, I got it. Yes, there's a hurricane coming. There's a big category for. Let me turn this. Thank you. Let's put on a little relaxing, little meditation music here to try to center ourselves and calm down here. We've been a little bit on edge here in usually sunny South Florida, and actually the weather's not too bad today. Maybe the calm before the storm. Anyway, there's a hurricane that's approaching, man. Hurricane Dorothy, Diana, Dorian, whatever the hell the hurricane wants to call herself. She's out there, man, causing a lot of panic, causing a lot of chaos. And, I mean, I guess the good thing is it's avoided certain parts. It avoided a lot of Puerto Rico. I know people there were scared in Puerto Rico, so it avoided a lot of them. And now it doesn't look like the Bahamas are going to get the same luck, man. It looks like it's going straight over there. So my thoughts and prayers with everybody there in the Bahamas. Hope you guys are all prepared. Here in Miami, where I'm at, here in Florida, we are all, well, up and down Florida, man. Up in Orlando, Tampa, all family, friends. I mean, we're all getting ready. We're all being prepared. We're all being vigilant, and we've been on this hurricane mode for the last few days, buying supplies, getting ready for what could come. It looks like the last reports, it's good news for us because it looks like it is making a northern turn and staying out a little more east, so it's looking good, but we never know. Gotta be prepared, gotta be ready. But even with all that, man, even with the hurricane stuff, and you know what, guys, I'm getting prepared, I'm getting ready for it. I'll be okay, hopefully. But the show must go on, as I always say, so I officially welcome you all to another edition of the State of the Best Damn Universe mode. No, I know you see the picture. There's not the Roman Reigns show, clowns. This is the State of the Best Damn Universe mode. And like I said, man, the show must go on. But although it hasn't been going on for about over 3 weeks, man, almost going to a month, we took a break after Money in the Bank and that grueling process that it was behind the scenes to get Money in the Bank together. I wanted to give you the best damn show that I could give. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. I mean, it's getting a lot of views. It's getting some good feedback. And that was eventually the end of the Universe Mode calendar month of June. So before we move forward with July, which we'll probably finish off July with WWE 2K19 before we move on to 2K20. We're going to take a look back here, man, at the month of June and catch the highlights of the big three pay-per views. So we're going to look at that right now shortly here, and I'll try not to ramble so much and make this a 1.5 hour, 2 hour freaking State of the Best Damn Universe mode, which I've been to know before, man, going on rambling and just talking my ass off, man. I guess I like to hear the sound of my own voice anyway. First, man, I want to thank you all for the support. I really do. You know, as the hurricane approaches, you know, and my life might be in danger, I might be dead next week. So I just want to make sure that I let you all know how much I do appreciate you, man. I always, like I said, I do this for fun. It's a great hobby for me and a passion for me of wrestling, video games, and just being creative that I've had since I was a child, actually. So I appreciate you all for the love and support, man, and you hitting that subscribe button, that like button, watching all of my stuff, and I really appreciate it, man. Especially I appreciate my boys, man. Coltrane, you're doing awesome, brother. Keep kicking ass, man. He already reached 1K going over. I'm sure you hit 2K soon, man. Very charismatic young man, very smart dude. Hopefully we get to collaborate in the future sometime, man. Speaking of collaborate, I collaborated with these next three fellows that I'm going to mention. Third Strike, he's been on my WCW. I've been on his show as well. Appreciate the hell out of you, buddy. Thank you for that game capture card. It's helped me get NBA 2K up on my channel. Appreciate you for that. Much love to you. Stay locked in, brother. Speaking of staying locked in, man, y'all should stay locked into XTV, one of the most underrated channels on YouTube.com. And XTV does great work. It's another COD Universe mode, and they're just wild and crazy, man. Love you guys. And I know you guys are here in Florida too, man, so stay safe away from that hurricane, man. I know you're a little bit more in Tampa, so you guys will probably be safe. It's going more to the East Coast, but still, anyway, man, stay safe out there. And speaking of COD Universe mode, man, no offense to XTV, but to me, my boy, J&W Boss, man, best COD Universe mode on YouTube.com. He is, I'm proud to call him my friend, man. We've only met here online, but we talk a lot, man. I'm proud to call J&W Boss my friend, my buddy. And I know I'm breaking character now. I'm breaking kayfabe because you guys know how we like to eat shit and interact in these shows. But love you, Bossy, man. Thanks for everything. You've been a great support. not only in commentary but behind the scenes. So I'd like to thank all you guys before, man, especially like I said, the hurricane's coming on, you know, feeling a little emotional, I guess, you know, just wanted to tell everybody how much I love you guys and how much I appreciate you. So enough of that, man. Let's get on here with the state of the best damn universe mode, man. Actually, one more thing, you know, I'm growing slowly but surely on the channel, man. I got a lot of new ideas and projects coming up. Some that, I mean, it's taking me a long time to get, man. I've already added, though, NBA 2K My League. I want to get a lot more of those going on. I've added the preview review shows for WWE pay-per-views, which was SummerSlam and NXT TakeOver. I got lots more podcasts coming soon, man. I'm happy with the growing quality of my work, the editing and creativity in WWE 2K Universe mode. I feel happy with that, and the addition of the podcast. But I still need to get better, man, with the quantity and the consistency of my work, and of course always continue that. So I want to bring more hard work to the channel, man. It's tough with life always getting in the way, but I've always hated to make excuses in life, man. And you know what, I'm not immune to it. Sometimes I have made excuses. I've played the pity party at times, you know, with anything that's happened to me. I know, you know, my health, thank God I feel blessed, man. I have a great family. My health is okay, but for those of you who don't know, I do have Crohn's disease. It's an autoimmune disease, affects your intestines, your stomach. So I do have that. I have it pretty much under control, but sometimes I have thrown myself a pity party and that. So I'm trying to get away from all that, man. And, you know, I'm not going to wait for the New Year's to make any New Year's resolution. We're going to start today, man. Every day is a new day for a fresh start and to get better. And I know I said I wasn't going to ramble, but I just need to get it out. And, you know, so I want to do that, man. I want to improve the consistency of my work, man. And I hate making those excuses. So just like I put in a lot of work when I went back to school and completed my bachelor's and my master's degree, I'm going to increase my work ethic when it comes to universe mode and my channel, man. I will grow. I will succeed at this. So moving forward, I'm going to put in more work. And when it comes to this passion that I have, man, I don't want to look back and say, you know what if? Or did I give it all? Did I give it all I had, you know? So I'm going to finish strong here with WWE 2K19, moving forward to 2K20, continue to improve, takes the next steps to not only be the best damn universe mode, but for this to be the best damn channel on YouTube.com, man. The excuses are done. I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to get these shows out. We're going to grow, man. We're going to have a lot of fun doing it. And let's all grow together, man. Let's do it. So with that said, let's finally move on with the state of the best damn universe mode. Thank you guys for hearing me out, man. And let's click here in the calendar, man. Let's go to the calendar here. And there we go. You see the end of the month there was Money in the Bank. But we're going to start off with ECW and ECW WrestlePalooza. You see there on the bottom the big rivalries going on now. Cody Rhodes, Adam Cole. Actually, it's Cody Rhodes and Adam Cole will finish off their feud. But it's Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega are the ones that were feuding, but now, I mean, you'll see. We'll get into that a little later on. I don't want to ramble here. Of course, Undisputed Era, Bullet Club, and Samoa Joe, and Brock Lesnar. So let me take a breather here, take a little sip of water, and you guys enjoy the highlights of ECW WrestlePalooza. All right, so welcome back here to the calendar. I hope you all enjoyed those highlights from ECW WrestlePalooza, man. That was, I would have to say that was my first huge pay-per-view, the most successful pay-per-view that I had up to that time, because we'll see then later, man. The Great American Bash pulled in even bigger numbers, and Money in the Bank is not staying behind as well. But ECW WrestlePalooza, I was extremely happy. It was my first premiere on YouTube.com, and I was happy, man. I'm not a guy who's complacent. I always want more, and I felt like I could do even better job than that. But when I'm realistic, I say, from what I had, I had I think in the chat like over 10 people at one time on ECW WrestlePalooza. Got my supporters out there, got some new people coming in because of Palooza. So thank you guys, man, for supporting again. ECW and the brand ECW is coming back. Paul Heyman has brought it back with a vengeance. And the month of June, man, we saw a lot going on in ECW. Let me just go over a little bit of the stuff first, and then we'll get into the rankings, and we'll move on to WCW. So let's give a quick here. I don't want to go into too much detail, but CM Punk, man, became the first ECW television champion this month, as you saw in the highlights. The Young Bucks, man, retained the championship against Undisputed Era. The War Raiders now in ARP are battling to become new #1 contenders after both beating the Dudley Boys, who, man, the Dudley started off on fire in the month of June coming in off the trade, but they have cooled off with those losses there to AOP and the War Raiders. And speaking of Undisputed Era in the tag team division, Undisputed Era is falling apart, man. Internal issues with O'Reilly and Fish. Both of them got into a match together. Adam Cole comes out, calls them out, takes him out of that match. We think, okay, maybe things will be better. No, man. They call out Kenny Omega, who made a great debut at WrestlePalooza, comes out and helps Adam Cole, who got jumped in the back by both O'Reilly and Fish. So they turn on their leader. Kenny Omega was there, I guess, right place, right time. Kind of came to the aid of his former brother in the Bullet Club, Adam Cole. Cole asked Omega then to team up with him against the quote-unquote ingrates of the Undisputed Era, which I agree with Adam Cole, man, those two bastards. Omega was hesitant, man, but Cole seemed to have an epiphany of sorts, if you will, and said that Omega showed him what true brotherhood was all about, especially after the attack, and he saw that Undisputed Era were not their brothers, O'Reilly and Fish. So Omega was hesitant at first, but he accepted. He accepted for next week. He said, I'll team with you, Cole, but I'm warning you, man, don't screw me. Do not screw me. So tell me what you guys think, man, in the comment. Do you trust Adam Cole? Do you think he's live up to his word? Did he really have an epiphany? Is this all? I've heard other people, this is all a ruse with Adam Cole, man. He's trying to sucker in Omega. I don't know. Let's see what's going to happen with this, man. The women's division, man, starting to take shape in ECW. We're a little light in the women's side, but in came the new acquisitions in the big trade, Mickie James and Lita, and they battled to see who would face Asuka. Lita won, but she could not get it done, man, against Asuka, who now faces the returning Awesome Kong at ECW Heat Wave, our next pay-per-view. You know what I'm talking about next pay-per-view? Let's jump here to July. And there you see it. ECW Anarchy Rules, man. I'll talk about the rest later, but that's what July looks like. ECW Anarchy Rules will be... Actually, you know what? This is wrong. There you go, man. This is live, like I told you guys. This is wrong. It is not Anarchy Rules. It is ECW Heat Wave. We're starting July, and someone's going to get fired already. Anyway, that'll get fixed. It's ECW Heat Wave coming up. Tell you guys, this is live, man. We're uncut, uncensored here, man. We go live one shot. So there you have it, man. Let's get back to ECW recap. Then we have, man, the big situation. Maybe the biggest news here in ECW, Samoa Joe and Paul Heyman. Joe wanting his rematch. As you saw, WrestlePalooza, Samoa Joe did lose to Brock Lesnar. He blames Paul Heyman for it. He wanted a rematch. I know J&W Boss blames him too. I disagree. Samoa Joe had his shot. He should just live with it, man. Go step to the back of the line. Anyway, and you know what? But Heyman came out, man, after he said, you know what, do me a favor. Teach Chris Hero and Colt Cabana a lesson with Lesnar. Joe did it, teamed up against him. Lesnar actually left him out to dry. Joe finished the job, came back the next week, said, Paul Heyman, I want the damn rematch. Heyman said, fine, I'm going to give it to you, but you have to defeat Aleister Black, which we will have next week. Aleister Black versus Samoa Joe for the #1 contender spot. And who they will face off against Brock Lesnar at Heat Wave, not Anarchy Rules, Heat Wave. in July, ECW's next pay-per-view. So can Samoa Joe get it done against Aleister Black, who Aleister Black has been beast, man. Take a quick moment. The way he took out Sanity, if you have not seen that, go back. I think it was a couple of episodes ago. Yeah, a couple of episodes ago. Week number 3, I think it was after WrestlePalooza. He took out all 3 members of Sanity in an incredible, ungodly performance that I have seen. The only thing close to that I saw was Bobby Roode, and we'll talk about that later. Bobby Roode kicking out of those 8 AAs against John Cena, but that was beast. Go back and check that out, man. That was a great moment in ECW, in our short history here of ECW. So anyway, man, what do you guys think? Is Paul Heyman screwing over Samoa Joe? Is he playing with him? Should he have given him the title shot yet, like Boss says? Or is Heyman giving him a fair shot? I mean, he's giving him a chance for a rematch against Aleister Black. I think that's fair. J&W Boss, my commentary partner, of course, in ECW does not, but he can kiss my ass. Anyway, let's move on to WCW, man. And we see a little bit of the feuds there. The rivalry started between Stone Cold and Goldberg. That's going to be very interesting. Kurt Angle and Bray Wyatt. And then we have, of course, the Clique and the Bullet Club, the never-ending feud there. Will the Clique become tag team champions? And, man, Bray Wyatt's freaking me out. Freaking me out so much just talking about Bray Wyatt that I'm going to get a little more sip of water here and maybe go piss on myself, since this is where you go, boss. You go to the bathroom and you piss on yourself. You do not piss on yourself while you're commentating in your pants and shit on yourself like you did when Bray Wyatt comes out, man. You don't have to be afraid of him. And if you are, go to the bathroom like I'm doing now. So anyway, as I go to the bathroom, you guys enjoy these WCW Great American Bash highlights. do it. All right, well, hope you guys enjoyed that, man. WCW's Great American Bash was absolute beast. We took what going back to the Palooza real quick, man. I think we had, I'm going to say this. I think WCW's Great American Bash, to me, and I've talked to Boss, he's kind of agreed with me and other people. WCW Great American Bash, I think, was an overall better card. The show was maybe better from top to bottom, but ECW WrestlePalooza, man, had two, I believe, match of the year candidates in Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar, and of course the show-stealing match between Adam Cole and Kenny freaking Omega in his debut there in ECW. That was amazing. So, I mean, WCW Great American Bash didn't stay behind. We had Macho Man Randy Savage and Eddie Guerrero in a tremendous battle for the United States Championship there, where Macho Man Randy Savage retained both men straight to the hospital again after that match. We don't know their condition yet. We have not seen Macho Man in that division, but we'll talk about that a little later on. Anyway, Great American Bash had that show-stealing match and match of the year candidate in AJ Styles versus Shawn Michaels, man. So I'm really, really proud of those matches. Really proud of, and they were done to break a little kayfabe here. Go a little behind the scenes, that this is what it's all about here. Kenny Omega and Adam Cole was just done differently. It was one shot. I had the match one try, and it just clicked, man. It clicked. They were just jumping from move to move. You know, the kickouts of the big moves. It was like something out of NXT or AEW Independence right now, where you see it was that kind of match. So if you enjoy that, you would probably favor that match, Kenny Omega over Adam Cole. Great American Bash, AJ Styles versus Shawn Michaels, I thought was just as good, if not better, but it depends on what you like. For that match, that wasn't one take, man. I actually did like 3 or 4 different matches. I had to piece it together. I had like the beginning done. I knew what I wanted to do in the ending. Had that filler in the middle then where I played a lot out in one shot, but it was a lot of editing and a lot of putting it together, and I wanted to tell a story in that match, being that, you know, Shawn Michaels and Styles could not hit their finishers, yet they start stealing each other's finishers until the end. Whereas you saw in the highlights, AJ Styles hit that Styles Clash out on the floor, on the table, and then he came in, tried to hit him with that phenomenal forearm, and he immediately gets caught with the tremendous super kick off the top rope, which took a lot of editing as well. And wish it would have came out a little better, but I think it got the point across, and just Michaels falling back down for the victory. I think that match told a great story. But again, both of them, depending on what you like, and that's the great thing about wrestling or any art form or any creative work, that it's subjective, man. It's subjective to whatever you like, and I'm gonna talk about that a lot on a podcast. So we're gonna have a lot of those topics on podcasts and just get into with different creators or other people I can get on. I know some guys who are independent wrestlers that I knew from my time in Tampa training up there. So maybe I'll have some of them on, man. I could pick their brain and see. A lot of them are very old school. I would like to get some guys who are new school maybe on as well. So let's see, man. Let's see as we grow and we continue to do this, how we proceed forward. But anyway, before I get more sidetracked, man, WCW's Great American Bash was awesome. Huge success. And the month was month of June, man, basically dominated by the likes of Finn Balor, who became the new WCW World Champion after beating Austin at the Great American Bash. Shane has said he will, and speaking of that, Shane McMahon says he will announce the new #1 contender who will face Balor at the Bash at the beach, which really is our next one there. We got that one correct. Thank you, production crew. Someone's going to get fired over that, man. Over the Anarchy Rules. Anyway, a little more into the future. August, that's our next pay-per-view for ECW. It's going to be Anarchy Rules. This one, though, is going to be Heat Wave, so keep that in mind again. Anyway, Bash at the Beach is our next pay-per-view. We're going to find out next episode who will take on Finn Balor for the world title in that event. And give me 1 second as my earphone just ripped out of my damn ear. Here we go. Okay. There we go. Still here? You good? Good. Okay. Anyway. That actually led, man, to Goldberg and Austin both thinking that it should be them getting the title shot. They got into it in the last episode of Nitro, and Austin once again ended up stunning Goldberg as he did a couple months ago when they teamed up. After basically telling him, hey, I'm cool, man, I'm going to step aside. You're the big man. You get the title shot. And Austin just suckered him, and he struck like a true rattlesnake. But Goldberg did not stay quiet, man. He struck back at the end of the night by spearing and jackhammering Stone Cold Steve Austin and costing him that match in the main event against AJ Styles. And since we're talking about Finn Balor, what about the rest of the Bullet Club, man? Gallows and Anderson won the tag team titles this month, but lost to Hall and Nash at Great American Bash, which gave Hall and Nash a future title shot. When will the Click cash in that opportunity for the tag team titles? We'll find out. Also, Neville becoming the new WCW Cruiserweight Champion. And not only did he beat Malenko, then he took him out in the next week. Didn't even get to the rematch. Attacked him before. Took out Malenko. Malenko seriously hurt. And then he goes on to defeat the likes of Rey Mysterio and Pete Dunne back-to-back. I mean, he's been running his mouth, man. Neville has been running his mouth saying he's God's gift to the cruiserweight division. He is the king of the cruiserweights. Nobody's on his level. And after what he did to Malenko, Shane McMahon's like, hey, you want to prove it? You're going to defend this title every damn week. So he beat Mysterio the night after Pete Dunne, and I'm told that we're going to kick off WCW Nitro next week with a WCW Cruiserweight Championship match again against an opponent of Shane McMahon's choosing. So Neville maybe running his mouth a little too much there. Speaking of the Click and Bullet Club, AJ Styles, who I talked about now with Shawn Michaels, made his debut in this month after being traded from WWE, and he made his debut in a winning effort against Shane McMahon in a street fight, who was defending the name of his family in a one-on-one match, in a one-time match, as he said. And he was true to his word, man. Shane stepped back. I'm just a promoter here. I have to go out there, I have to fight for my family, but I'm stepping back. Then he went on to face Stone Cold twice in the month, did AJ Styles. Won one, lost one, both of them, though, due to outside shenanigans. So we're still yet to see a good one-on-one resolution between Stone Cold and AJ Styles. Maybe in the future, who knows? And, of course, who's going to forget, of course, that show-stealing match that I just talked about against Shawn Michaels. What does the future hold for AJ Styles and Shawn Michaels? Are they going to be part of the world title scene? Are they going to get a title shot? Are they going to have a rematch? What's going on? Let's see. Let me know what you think, man. Always give me your feedback and your questions or feedback or any creative ideas that you have, man. What do you want to see, as fans? So go ahead, give me that. Finally here, we can wrap up WCW. Bray Wyatt has been pulling off some supernatural and possibly satanic shit on Nitro and the Great American Bashman against Goldberg in that cage, as you saw the highlights, and then against Kurt Angle. Some freaky shit. He's appearing here and there. And again, J&W Boss pissing all over himself in his pants. As Stone Cold said, maybe Goldberg pissing and shitting on himself as well. I don't know about all that, but I know that Bray Wyatt, on a serious note, man, is really, really freaky lately. And what is the future, though, for Bray Wyatt? What are his plans? What has he got in mind? We know he attacked Kurt Angle, and Angle's looking for revenge now. So what's going to happen there? And also, for the record, last note here, Ric Flair, still in the same mental institution. We do wish him well. And with that said, we will go on to WWE. Let's go back to your calendar of June. WWE Money in the Bank. This is how the month ended in June. Let's take a look at these amazing highlights from Money in the Bank while I take another little break here. You guys enjoy, man.
Toxic.
Okay, so there were those awesome highlights of Money in the Bank. And going again behind the scenes here a little bit, I was extremely proud of all three of these pay-per-views for different reasons. Money in the Bank, I feel, did not have that show-stealing match, that match of the year candidate. Although I did think that cage match was pretty damn decent against Roman Reigns and Hulk Hogan. I love the finish. But one thing I'm proud of my storytelling in that match. I'm proud of the storytelling, the creativity that we had with Ted DiBiase, with Rollins, the whole situation with him and Ambrose and Andre the Giant and him getting taken out of the match, the whole story behind Triple H and The Rock. So I enjoyed all that, and I put in a lot of work for that. So in that, I do look back and I'm proud of Money in the Bank. But again, they were all different, man. I think as a card, top to bottom, Great American Bash better. Creativity, storytelling, endings of matches like that ending of the cage match was great. I give it to Money in the Bank. And again, the best two matches though in one night were in ECW WrestlePalooza, and just the feel of it, and being that first big pay-per-view feel that we had, and big time when I had first time I had commentary with J&W Boss Man there in ECW. So anyway, man, let's get to the big news here revolving WWE. A little quick recap here. Some of the big news have been of course, from WWE World Champion Roman Reigns, man, after the now two-time World Champion, right after winning the title, King of the Ring. He has been out to build his Roman Empire, man, with the Usos and then adding Rikishi. Reigns was then going to face off against The Undertaker in a cage match, a rematch, because of the way King of the Ring ended. They were going to face off in a cage, keep the Usos out, keep everybody out. But Rikishi, man, not only did he attack The Undertaker in the back on Raw the week before, that was week 3. That was week 3. Not only did he attack not only did he attack The Undertaker in the back, Rikishi, but then he almost killed him, man, by throwing him off that trailer. He almost killed him, and maybe he did, because no one knows, man. The Undertaker was in critical condition in the hospital and then went missing in the middle of the night. This was one of the worst things, man. Besides Larry Sabisco getting destroyed by Ric Flair, snapping and just breaking his leg and viciously beating him and ending his career, basically. This is the worst thing I've ever seen him, because this could not only end the career of The Undertaker, but maybe the life. We don't know if we're ever going to see The Undertaker again here in Universe Mode, or I don't know. I have no idea, man. I have no idea. And, but after that, then Vince McMahon called off the match at Money in the Bank and said that Roman Reigns will no longer have to defend that title because The Undertaker could not show up. Stephanie and the board came out, said, you know what, we can't stop you from ending that match. We can't stop you from making decisions. And they haven't been seeing eye to eye, man, the board, Stephanie and Vince McMahon. But they said Roman Reigns will defend the title here tonight on Raw. That was week number 4. What's that? It was on Tuesday, 1, 2, 3, for like 4 or 5 days before Money in the Bank. He had to defend it against Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan went on and defeated Roman Reigns, man, to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. But Hulk Hogan then, as you guys saw, lost it right back to Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank. He is now 2-time champion. And what does the future hold? We have the future hold for Undertaker. What does the future hold now for Roman Reigns, who is now a 2-time champion? Who's the next challenger in line for Roman Reigns? And actually, when I get done here with WWE, we're going to go look real quick before I end this. We're going to look at the rankings real quick in all divisions, so you guys can get a little feel about what's going on and who's in what show, if you haven't been keeping up. So Sorry, who's going to be the next challenger, man? We don't know. When will Okada, who won that Money in the Bank ladder match, when will he cash in? Is Roman Reigns in trouble there with Okada now with the Money in the Bank? That should be interesting. And well, maybe the biggest story of the month, man, though, was the King of the Ring, The Rock, the People's King, not only getting challenged and beaten up by Rikishi on Raw a few weeks ago, but then destroyed by Triple H right after that match. And eventually The Rock did get some revenge, attacking Triple H as he was coming out to the ring the following week on Raw. And then the Rock, man, made that loser leaves town challenge, putting the King of the Ring trophy on the line and saying WWE is not big enough for the two of us. The loser must leave WWE, career over. And the game accepted, man. And these two had a vicious fight. It was not a wrestling match. It was a fight that went on for about 45 minutes, maybe, again, breaking kayfabe. I was proud of that match, but it could have been a good 15 minutes lighter, man. I think I would have spent a lot more time not in the back. I would have taken that backstage scene maybe shorter, cut it shorter, half of it, maybe taking off 5 minutes from there, and then another 5 minutes from the end action where it was just a lot of spots. But still proud of the ending of that and how how it went down and the whole thing at the end. Anyway, the game then lost, man. It was an emotional moment to close out that match. And Triple H, man, what does the future hold for him? Triple H is now out of WWE. Will Stephanie be able to pull some legal moves to bring him back? We saw her in the back talking to McMahon about that. He said, hey, go ask the board. She was really distraught about it, man. And what about The Rock, though, the winner there, the People's Champion, the People's King? Where does he go from here, man? Is he gonna? Well, he can't get revenge on Rikishi now because Rikishi's been fired. So after his attack, so what's gonna be next for The Rock, man? He put this big chapter closed behind him. He's still the King of the Ring. What's gonna be next for the People's Champ? We'll find out. Let me know what you want to see from the People's Champ. And well, speaking of Money in the Bank, as I was talking about Okada earlier, Ted DiBiase had a master plan. He bought the last slot for the ladder match, then brought in Andre, who took out Rollins on Raw, and then Ambrose during the Money in the Bank event. DiBiase then was on his way to the ring for the ladder match, thinking it was all good. I improved my odds by taking these two guys out. I only have to beat another 3 guys in this match. But Seth Rollins said, oh, no. And he came out with taped ribs, man, and he would get the last lap. Actually, he had his chest tape, his ribs. We know he had that that crush, that chest trauma that he had. But he assaulted DiBiase, man, cost him a shot at Money in the Bank, destroyed him in the back. Then ended up making the Money in the Bank a ladder match, a 3-way triple threat match for the Money in the Bank. We've never seen that before, maybe never again. And Okada, of course, ended up winning that. The women's division, man, heating up. Will it finally be over between Chyna, Trish, and Charlotte after Money in the Bank? I know J&W Boss says he's ready to move on. He's told me before. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably want to see us move on here from Chyna, Trish, and Charlotte. But will those three? Well, Trish, of course, wants her title back, man. She didn't get pinned for it. Charlotte got pinned too. What does the future hold for her? All 3 women have been battling all month of June and even before that, as Chyna and Trish have been fighting since the beginning of our universe mode here several months ago, and calendar months ago, because it's been years now. Chyna's now your new champion. Natalya's the Money in the Bank winner. We have other great women, man. Beth Phoenix, actually, we'll see that when we get to the rankings. Who will be the #1 contender? What women will step up? And speaking of championships, man, Dusty Rhodes finally became a champion here in the Best Damn Universe mode as he beat Bret the Hitman Hart for the Intercontinental title at Money in the Bank. And the New Day are still your WWE Tag Team Champions, but the newcomers, man, Thunder and Lightning, have been on a roll. They've taken out everybody, coming off a big 6-man tag team victory over Demolition at Money in the Bank. So will Thunder and Lightning finally get a title shot, or will we have another team step up? And now to wrap up WWE, man, John Cena losing his shit. He is depressed and has lost and just feels lost after his current failures, man, especially after having Bobby Roode kick out of 8 attitude adjustments and defeat him on Raw to qualify for Money in the Bank. Can John Cena get out of his funk, man? We saw Hogan in the back and Money in the Bank try to give him a pep talk. Or will John Cena just turn to dust in the wind, man? And will he go away? And I know some of you will probably be happy about that. Anyway, man, Sting also, big changes for him mentally. Sting, we don't know what the hell's going on with Sting. He jumped Warrior after coming out with a new look and just distracting the Warrior, costing him the match against Bret the Hitman Hart, and then beating him badly the week after when Warrior was chasing after him. Sting then lost his opportunity, man, against Kevin Owens for Money in the Bank as he got DQ'd by using some green mist that he got from the Great Muta. His old nemesis, the Great Muta, man. So he's pulling that out of his ass, and he didn't even seem to care that he got DQ'd there. We don't know what the hell's in the mind of Sting. He showed up to start off Money in the Bank and gave no answers. He stood in the middle of that ring and gave no answers to anybody. He just stood there, went up, taunted the crowd, and just left, man. This Sting looks more confident than ever. But what is going on in his head? This is not the same vigilante hero Sting. This is a Sting with a different motive, different purpose. But we don't know. We don't know what's going on in his head, man. And we might not find out. Looks like Sting's not talking to anybody. So what are his plans, man? We don't know. And there you go. That's the quick recap there of WWE, WCW, ECW pay-per-views the month of June. And let's go back here, man, real quick. Here, my universe. We're going to go to shows, and we're going to take a look here. Let's start off with, well, we started off with ECW, so let's go here, and we're going to look at the divisions, man, real quick before we wrap this up. I don't want to ramble for any longer here. Try to keep it under an hour. And thank you guys again for joining me, man. I just wanted to give a recap of people who are just new to the Universe mode, or if you guys haven't watched or you want to have a recap since I've been gone for almost a month, and hopefully WCW Monday Nitro will be out next week or the following week. So this is a good recap put out there, get everybody excited about what's going on, and a recap of what's went down. And of course, all the highlights, we put the highlights up, but all those pay-per-views will be in the description, just like everybody's channel will be in the description as well. Please look, and I'm putting up the cards as well on top here. So everybody's channel that I mentioned, Coltrane, Third Strike, XTV, J&W Boss, follow their channels, man. They're all in the description, and all the links for the big pay-per-views will be there as well. So go catch it up. Go catch it. Let's review here real quick, man. ECW World Champion Brock Lesnar. We talked about the history there, him and Samoa Joe. Will Samoa Joe be number one contender? Will be that man, Aleister Black. Number 3, we got Kenny Omega, who's made a big splash coming into ECW. Braun Strowman, talk about his debut last week against Samoa Joe. I know, boss. He was distracted by Brock Lesnar, but Joe's an idiot for turning around. Strowman got it done, won a big-time main event. How about Psycho Sid? Look at the beef. Look at the beef in ECW, man. Braun Strowman, we have Samoa Joe, you got Brock Lesnar, now you get Psycho Sid, you got Lars Sullivan, who are fighting now or arguing about who can beat Ty Dillinger. Unbelievable. Anyway, more of that. Go catch the last episodes, man. You get some of that. These guys want to have a Ty Dillinger challenge to see who can beat him quicker. Let's see what's going to happen next week with that. Anyway, even though they're signed, man, both these guys are signed to face each other off at Heatwave. That match was already made. Lars Sullivan versus Sid is going to be huge. And then Killian Dane and Eric Young, who were the early contenders for Brock Lesnar, but they have not been able to get it done. Do they even belong in the world title picture? Again, let me know, man. Give me some feedback. ECW TV title, Cody Rhodes. I'm sorry, CM Punk, the ECW television champion. Cody Rhodes, right now slated as the number one contender. Marty Scurll, man, who was beat CM Punk, actually pinned him a couple weeks ago on ECW. Punk came back last week, though. And the last week of June here, last episode of ECW, and defeated Marty Scurll. This one was for the championship, and he made him tap out, man. Then we have Bam Bam Bigelow, Rob Van Dam, who were in there with CM Punk in the title match. Fatal 4-way for the ECW Championship at Palooza. Adam Cole, who's looked impressive in some losing efforts. We got Taz, who we haven't seen in a while. The perfect loser, Ty Dillinger, who, there he is, boss. I told you, man, he's in this division. And if he could finally get some victories, we could see him move up. But I don't think he is, man, if he keeps facing the Sids and the Lars Sullivans of the world. And finally, last but not least, EC3, who was acquired by Paul Heyman, but we have not seen him yet here on Universe Mode. Tag Team Champions still, the Young Bucks. Number one contenders, we're going to find out, man. Is it going to be the Authors of Pain? Is it going to be the War Raiders? They're going to battle to see who can face off, like who's going to face off against the Young Bucks at Heatwave, not Anarchy Rules, Heatwave, our next pay-per-view. Anyway, Undisputed Era, they're number 3. The Dudley Boys, some production error there. What happened to their name? I have no idea. Dudley Boys are number 4. They're on a losing streak. And teams that we have not seen in a while but are still part of ECW, the Revival. TM61, The Ascension, and Breezango. Gotta stay hydrated here, man. A little sip of water. And we go on to the next. Last but not least, the women, man. Ladies, I guess it's not ladies first here, man. How rude of me. Anyway, ladies last. But hey, saving the best for last. The women here. ECW Women's Champion, Asuka, who's looked awesome, man. Defeating Lita. She's beaten Awesome Kong already during NXT in that finals. Of course, it took a sledgehammer. Awesome Kong is back. Has vengeance and gold on her mind. It is said she is going to face Asuka for the World Championship, for the ECW Women's World Championship at Heatwave, our next pay-per-view. Lita, Mickie James. We got Nia Jax, who had the opportunity against Asuka, looked good, but could not get it done. Ruby Riott, who's been in there in some matches, looked good again, but has not been able to get a victory. And then the rest of the Riott Squad, Sarah Logan, Liv Morgan, and then this woman who we have not seen yet, but as soon as she makes her debut, she's going to make a big splash here in ECW. I can tell you that, man. I don't care who's champion. They are in trouble because Shayna Baszler is coming to ECW. Let's get out of here. We're going to go to WCW, man, next. And there you see it, man. World champion Finn Balor. And who's going to be the number one contender? We have no idea. We still got Austin up there because he was the former champion. Stone Cold. We got Goldberg, Bray Wyatt, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, and AJ Styles, who tore down the house at the Great American Bash. Kurt Angle, who's looking for revenge against Bray Wyatt. I don't know if he has a title in his mind yet. And Shinsuke Nakamura, who's defeated Ric Flair at the Japan Super Show. And then his official debut, WCW Great American Bash, he defeated Lex Luger in our pre-show. And a man we have not seen yet, but could make a big, huge impact here, the Big Show, man. Back in WCW, he came over on that trade. United States champion still, Macho Man Randy Savage. We've seen Daniel Bryan and Sami Zayn trade victories back and forth. And I don't know if it's been announced yet, but let's make this an announcement. And Daniel Bryan will take on Sami Zayn on our next episode, which is coming up. The first episode after this will be WCW Monday Nitro, and it will be Daniel Bryan taking on Sami Zayn in a 2 out of 3 falls match to settle the score there between those two, who will be in the top of the U.S. title division. We got Eddie Guerrero, former champion, who's probably still in the hospital after getting thrown off a stage by Macho Man. And Macho Man might be right next to him, man, as he wrestled that match all bruised up. I don't know how he did it at the Great American Bash, but he did retain the championship. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, who was in contention early on against Eddie Guerrero in Universe Mode, he's still there. We haven't seen him in a while. Lex Luger, who lost against Shinsuke Nakamura. Dolph Ziggler. We talk about the perfect loser, Ty Dillinger. Dolph Ziggler might be in the running for top loser there as well. And then number 7, man, we haven't seen him yet, King Booker. And number 8, Rusev, who we have not seen yet. So some new additions there for the U.S. title division. Tag Team Championships, Bullet Club, the champions, Click, number 1 contenders, clear cut, man. When are they going to cash in that title shot opportunity? We'll find out, man. What about the Road Warriors, who destroyed Sheamus and Cesaro, the Bar, man? That was an ass whooping. Sorry, got a text here. How rude of me. The Road Warriors, man, beat the hell out of the Bar at the Great American Bash. They're number 2 now. DIY, who've been impressive in their debut. They finally got their win against the Wyatt family without Goldberg's stupid interference and costing the match. They took care of the Wyatt family. The Hardy Boys making their return and a big win over the Wyatt family as well. There you see the Bar at number 5. We don't know when we're going to see him back after that beating that they got against the Road Warriors, man. They might be out for a while. Anyway, the Wyatt family, they're there at the end. The only reason they're not at number 8 is because we haven't seen the Rock and Roll Express and American Alpha for a while. But the Wyatt family has been on a losing streak, and we are told that Bray Wyatt is not very happy about that. So that's going to be interesting because Bray Wyatt's making strides. He's beating Goldberg. He's attacking Angle now. Like he's trying to get himself on a roll, and his brothers are letting him down. Women's champion Lacey Evans, who shocked the world by beating Paige at the Great American Bash in that open challenge. Paige is your number 1 contender. She is going to face the WCW Women's Champion at Bash in the Beach, but we don't know who it's going to be because on Monday Nitro it's going to be Sasha Banks versus Bayley versus Lacey Evans in a triple threat match for the Women's Championship after Sasha Banks and Bayley defeated Peyton Royce and Billie Kay for that opportunity on Nitro in a tag team match. So that should be very interesting. Bayley and Sasha friends, but next week, or this upcoming week, WCW Nitro, They're not going to be friends, man. They're going to be both battling for that women's championship. Alundra Blaze, who had a shot at Paige while she was world champion, couldn't get it done at the Japan Super Show. Alexa Bliss, who we haven't seen after Sasha Banks beat her. And the new addition, we have not seen her yet, Ember Moon. Can she make a splash here in the women's division? And our fifth slot here, we got the Cruiserweight Championship. Neville. Talked about him already, man. Cruiserweight champion. Who's he going to face this week on Nitro? He's defeated Pete Dunne, Rey Mysterio. We have Kalisto there, who was in the finals of the Cruiserweight Championship. We got Hideo Itami. No clear-cut #1 contender, but here's Hideo Itami, Rey Mysterio, Pete Dunne. We got Sin Cara, Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali, and Tyler Bate. That's an impressive Cruiserweight division. And Shane McMahon says that he has his eyes on another couple of top, big-time cruiserweights to. And last but not least, man, WWE. Here we go. Roman Reigns, your WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And, well, that #1 contender because he had the title shot, man, but we don't know what the hell's going to happen. The Undertaker, I mean, if he was almost dead at the hospital, I'm assuming he's not coming back anytime soon, so I don't think he's going to be up there as a contender. But for right now, to end this month, he was the #1 contender. Anyway, The Rock, man, the People's Champion. We talked about what's next for him. Is there going to be a possible world title match for The Rock? He's been on a roll. He's defeated Triple H in that big, huge match of Money in the Bank. He is the king of the ring. Will he be able to get it done, man? How about Hulk Hogan? Will he get another shot at the title after that shocking win and a great cage match? Hogan is there, #3. #4, you got Okada, baby. Okada, #4, the Money in the Bank winner. Mr. Money in the Bank Okada. When will he cash it in? Let's see, man. Bobby Roode up there, #5, after his ass whooping of John Cena. And he had a good performance on Money in the Bank, but couldn't get it done. What's the future hold for Mr. Bobby Roode here? Will he get a title shot? Let's see, man. Seth Rollins and Ted DiBiase, and we know the beef there between those two, man. It's going to be very interesting moving forward. Those guys, I'm sure, right now are not going to have the title on the mind, even though that's what Ted DiBiase wants, that world title. I'm sure that's not going to cross their mind, man. Seth Rollins and Ted DiBiase, I'm sure, want to tear each other apart after each of them cost them, each of them, they cost each other. They cost each other the Money in the Bank, chance at Money in the Bank. So, at #8, John Cena, man. Should he be there at #8? I don't know. He's still part of the world title division, but all the way at the bottom, will John Cena even wrestle again? I have no idea what the hell John Cena is going on in his head. I don't know. Maybe he needs to get some Midol and some cranberry juice and just relax. Here we go, man. Intercontinental Champion, the new champion, Dusty Rhodes, man. Looks great. Look at that. The American Dream, baby. Bret the Hitman Hart, former champion. The Ultimate Warrior. Guys who have had a feud here, man. Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton. Orton finally gets a win, but McIntyre's still ahead of him there because he's defeated him twice. Kevin Owens, man, who's always on that brisk, always on. I say he's there, but he's not there. Has qualified for King of the Ring, could not get it done. No shame in losing to Dusty Rhodes. And then Money in the Bank, man. He thought he had it a few times at Money in the Bank. He looked very impressive, but could not get it done. Dean Ambrose. We know he's part of that Seth Rollins, Ted DiBiase, and now Andre the Giant feud there. So I don't know if he's going to have any Intercontinental title shot or title aspirations in his future. He probably wants to whoop Andre's ass, and good luck with that, buddy. Andre and Ted DiBiase. #7, man, Chris Jericho, who came back and says he is done reinventing himself. He's going back to basics, and he's going to make Raw as Jericho, I guess, again. And he's going to start at the bottom, man. And he did with Brutus the Barber Beefcake, disposing of him at Money in the Bank in the pre-show. And rounding it off, #8, Mr. Perfect, one of the greatest Intercontinental champions of all time. Can he get on any type of winning streak? We haven't seen him in a few weeks, so there you go. Tag team champions, man. World champions, The New Day, Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, and Big E. And #1 contender, what we have in there, man. I mean, there's the clear they have to be #1 contenders. I mean, look at that. Edge and Christian lost their opportunity. These guys have defeated every team out there. Heavy Machinery, they just defeated recently. They defeated the former champs Demolition. They're positioning themselves for a world title shot. Edge and Christian, the last #1 contenders, looked very, very good against New Day, but lost. And again, production team is going to get fired for this. Why the fuck is the Hart Foundation called the J-Dogg Nation? Anyway, whatever. The Hart Foundation at #3, Owen Hart and Jim Neidhart, Demolition. The Usos, the British Bulldogs, Heavy Machinery. And we have not seen this team yet, but I'm very excited to see him in action. They helped Dusty Rhodes, man. They helped their boy Dusty Rhodes out at Money in the Bank and attacked the Hart Foundation, as they were coming out to try to get involved in that match. Of Street Profits rounding out the tag team division. How about the women's division? Chyna, your new champion. Trish Stratus, former champion, the number 1, number 2, the Money in the Bank, Miss Money in the Bank. Natalya, Charlotte Flair. And I know, boss, I know you don't want to see them again, but got to put them up there, man. They've had their shot at the title. They're up there, you know. They've been on that level. These other women need to fight and get up to that level. But Becky Lynch has looked good recently. So has Beth Phoenix, Kairi Sane, and you guys have asked for it, man. Beth Phoenix, Kairi Sane during Money in the Bank. They went at it strong during that match, and book it. That's going to be a match in the future, man. We're either going to have it on Raw or maybe at our pre-show in a pay-per-view, next pay-per-view in your house. But Beth Phoenix, Kairi Sane, baby. And Dakota Kai, and then Naomi rounding off that division. That wraps it up, guys. I can't talk anymore. There's your universe mode. And so we could advance it here. Here we go, man. That was the Money in the Bank, the last one. So you see, and just a little again, breaking kayfabe news. I know you guys like that. And actually, before I end this, I'm going to have a Q&A, and I'll put it up. I'll start putting that up on when I'm going to have it days ahead, so you guys can be on. I'm going to put that up on Twitter. I'm going to put that up maybe on Facebook. I'm going to put it up on YouTube as well and let you guys know when it's going to be. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow night. Maybe it'll be later on in the week before we get WCW Nitro up. But I want to have a Q&A. I want to do a live stream since I already did this. We got this done. We got the State of the Best Damn Universe out of the way. I want to have a follow-up to this, but do a live stream follow-up to the State of the Best Damn Universe mode. And, well, I want you guys to ask, man. Ask any questions on Universe mode. Give me any of your ideas, any of your suggestions. You have any questions about me, my personal life, whatever you want, man, just shoot it out there, man. Politics, religion, pop culture, whatever you want. It's going to be fun. So it'll be the first time I do that. It's one of my ideas. First time I do that. Q&A, you know I like to talk. I know you guys like to talk, like to ask questions, like to get involved. So we're going to do that. But for now, this is it, man. This was the... Thank you for joining me again in the State. I feel like I'm forgetting something. But anyway, this has been... Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was going to go into the real quick, the kayfabe news. Like, I use, if you see here, like, man, does he use Universe Mode all the time? I do, but I use a lot of the matches I also play outside of Universe Mode because I got to piece it together. And Universe Mode sometimes, as you guys have played it, those of you who played it know it, does not always follow along like you want. But I do create my matches, like I'll put here. You know, we'll go on to the next show. This was already done. This was Money in the Bank. We'll proceed to the next show, man. Here we go. You're seeing it live now. Boom. We are entering the month of June of July, and of course I gotta fix that Anarchy Rules, but we will have Bash on the Beach and we will have In Your House. Anyway, man, thank you all for joining me. This has been fun, interesting, get you guys caught up, and again, this will lead into a Q&A, questions and answer live stream that I will have, and I'll give you more information on that again later on. Thank you all, and hope you, if this comes on, I think I'm going to put it out after I recorded this before AEW. But so I hope you guys all enjoyed AEW. Maybe I'll talk about that next podcast review. I didn't do a preview for it, but maybe I'll do a review of AEW. I'm going to get out of here now, and I'm going to go watch the show myself. So have you guys stay, man. All of you, and those of you in Florida, stay safe everywhere from the hurricane, and I'll report to you guys back, man, if I'm alive or not on Twitter. So follow me there, man. J-Dogg 1334, I believe. Anyway, it's on the link. Thanks again, man. Have a good night, guys. Appreciate you.